Hey Coach, Lone Star Gridiron has been the leader in Coach's Show podcasts for 20 years, and now you can get your own Coach's Show podcast each week during the season as a fundraiser for your booster club. Yes, booster clubs all over are using these podcasts to help their sports programs. You get to share the stories of your program and your kids to a huge audience and make money. We started with just football, but this year have expanded to make them available for all sports. Call 713-269-4620 to find out the details and get your Coach's Show started.
All right, everybody join me in welcoming Coach Joey Buchta to the show. Coach, how are things today?
Going great. It's exciting to be started again and getting past the preseason portion of football with the Heat and ready to start some real ball games.
Nice. So talk to me about what you know about this year's team already.
Well, we're grown up. The last 2 years, we've no doubt been very, very young. And when I say very young, a lot of freshmen played 2 years ago, which is very unique here. We've never had that before. So they've taken their lumps and grown up, matured, battle tested, and faced adversity. So a lot more confidence, a lot more mature physically and emotionally, and we're ready to go.
So talk about some of those players. You've had a couple years with them now. Some of the players that you're going to have to rely on heavily if you want to turn things around there.
Well, we have a good crop of seniors right now. We've got a senior tight end, defensive lineman committed to Rice, Will Swartz. He's a coach's kid, and he's a monster and really physically growing into exactly what we need him to be. He's a hardworking kid, great kid, so we're excited about what he's going to bring. We've got a running back linebacker, Sawyer Jamison, who's been a very good football player for us, who's had one of the best off seasons I've ever seen. Hardworking kid. So we've got another defensive lineman we're excited about, Mason Coulter, who he's another coach's kid, that hardworking kid, does anything we ask him to do. He'll play some nose for us this year, and he'll do a great job as well. And we got a two-way player, wide receiver, defensive back, Curtis Felder, who's a big threat on the offense and a very physical player defensively.
Nice. And what about the district? Because district wasn't kind to you last season.
Well, our district changed a little bit. We had the opt-ups join us, who I know all those coaches very well. Coach Smalley at Bridge City, I know he's going to do a tremendous job. I know Zach Bass at Hardin Jefferson does a great job. They've been young as well, so they're went through some of the growing pains and ready to get it rolling as well. And also Coach Harrison got the job at Liberty, and if he's half the coach he was a player when I coached against him in Cold Spring, then he's going to have Liberty rolling and be a scary program. He's a great guy, and I'm excited for him. The rest of the district, the guys I've coached against for years, LCM's got a ton of talent coming back on paper, and Coach Peavy's a great motivator, does a great job, has won at many different places, so a lot of respect for what he does. Coach DuBois from Viter, I've coached against him while he was at Viter, Hardin Jefferson, Bridge City, and many times in between. And with what he does with the slot T Mafia, he can get you going, and he does a great job with the kids. Also a great man as well. Coach Vanover at Livingston, he does a great job year in and year out preparing kids. He could go find 11 people from HEB today and have them ready to play Friday. I have no doubt in my mind, and they'd be fully motivated to do so. Coach McDonald, been talking to him a lot. He's got a situation that's very parallel to mine. He's coming off the 3 most successful years in program history, and a hometown guy that was fortunate to get the job, much like I was. So he's graduated some talent like we did a couple years ago, and has a very, very difficult schedule. And but he's got the excitement of the program going, and he's been there. He knows how to win. So he'll do a good job as well. I know that. And am I leaving anyone out? I feel like I've went through everybody, but
seems like it.
My schedule right now. But bunch of good guys, bunch of good coaches, and it's going to be fun this year for sure.
Yeah, and let's talk about pre-district because obviously it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things how you do, but it matters in terms of getting things kicked off correctly. Talk about who you have for pre-district games.
We open up next week with Lamarck. It'll be here at Falcon Stadium. Of course, a program full of lots of tradition, and we've played them years in the past, previous alignments, and very athletic team. Always going to be. They'll have good size, and um, just meeting Coach Oliphant last year, but I'm sure he'll be doing good things. So we have to be ready to play, no doubt. Following up the following week, we have Houston Fur with Coach Gray, and we've had a lot of battles with them over the years, a couple of them in the playoffs. He does a really good job. So I have a lot of respect for Coach Gray. So I know they'll be athletic. I know they're going to be prepared, and I know they'll want a piece of Huffman. So got to be ready for that. And then the third to wrap up pre-district is Splendora. One our kids get extremely amped up for. We're probably our closest game geographically. So we have some natural rivalries. Of course, they moved up to 5A, but our kids are excited that they're still on the schedule. And Coach Kraus, we've known him a long time from the days he was at Dayton. We know he's going to do a good job and get those kids rolling. And that'll be a fun one for both communities, I'm sure.
Definitely, definitely. And what about what fans can expect? Are they going to see any changes in maybe how y'all play things, or what will the fans see?
Well, I was the defensive coordinator here for 11 years before getting the job. I'm very much more involved with the defense, and excited about that. It's a lot of fun to be football minded 100% of the time. When you know how the juggling act is with AD head football coach, but football coach too. I got to be in the mix and doing a good job. Do a good job with that. I'm excited. The kids are responding well, and obviously it's a lot easier when you're older and more physical. So we're excited about that. Offensively, we've definitely geared a lot more towards our personnel. We're doing some sets offensively that are going to shock some people who are used to Huffman being run and gun, and we've got an extremely athletic quarterback, Nolan Cook, who does a great job. And he's relied on his legs in the past because he's such a good athlete, but now in the last couple of weeks, he's really taken a huge leap in learning the position and using his legs to be a quarterback rather than using his legs to escape. And we're very proud of the progress he's making and excited about the things we can do with him. And another young guy we got, Bryce Nixon. He's a receiver and safety. He's a junior for us. He's going to be a 3-year starter. He's just my kind of kid because he's very easy to motivate because he's so competitive. And those kids that are so competitive, all you got to do is challenge them. You don't have to do all the other jump through all the other hoops that you do with some others. So
Right.
excited about him. And another junior we got up front, Jake Tennant on the defensive line. Hopefully we're going to be a lot better against the run this year, and we're excited about the guys we'll have up there.
Nice. And at this level, depth is super important. At the higher levels, you have a lot of depth. At the lower levels, it's the same guy on both sides of the ball. But you're at a sweet spot where depth is super important. How are you guys in terms of depth?
At our skill positions, we have more depth than we've had in many, many years, which is good because we've kind of went through a period where our wide receivers flip right over and play defensive back. And when you throw the ball, that's difficult. And then so many more teams are throwing the ball. So DB is not the same as it used to be. You're not just sitting there playing cover 3 waiting for 3 passing plays a game. They're pretty active. So to have some depth there and not have to keep the same guys on the field all game long is going to be huge for us. And obviously it's going to help us with special teams and all our other groups as well, because we can have talent across the board, physical across the board, and more people just buy into the roles. And that's exciting.
Right on, right on. And finally, Coach, I know football seems to never stop in Texas. It's year round. Did you get any time though to take some vacation this summer, spend some time away?
We did. We took our first big family vacation to Florida. Went to the beach, had a nice house there. Now, if you ask my wife, we have three kids: a son that's 10, daughter that's 8, and a daughter that's 3. That is not much of a vacation, but we had a lot of fun and made memories that we'll always remember, and got to see some different places. So that was fun, and the 11, 12-hour car ride was outstanding as well. So,
Nice, nice. I love it. Well, thanks a lot, Coach, for sitting down with me, and best of luck on this season.
all right. Thank you very much for having me, Chris.
Hey, did you play Texas high school football? If you did, you're part of an elite group, the Brotherhood of Texas High School Football. All football players, past and present, who have ever suited up in the Lone Star State are eligible. Go to LoneStarGridiron.com/brotherhood. And thank you for the part you played in the greatest sport in the greatest state.